All right, so we had a 100-point blast off in the last 10 minutes of yesterday's session, 20 minutes of yesterday's session. Crazy, crazy bullishness as both Meta and Microsoft smoked their earnings. Huge green in the face of everyone thinking, the sky's falling, everything's going to crash, they're going to post bad earnings. Smoked it. Smoked it. Interesting stuff. Wonder if we're going to have coffee mixed with vanilla protein shake or just have them separately. Try it, baby. Try it. More importantly, though, we have closed over our big red blob. Clifford, the big red blob, has been closed. Has been dealt with. You know what we can do now? Actually, we're not going to delete it now. We can delete it. However, we're going to use it as a retest. If they do fall back over, we're going to use that as support, and we will long the crap out of it. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Obviously, a very, very green move. Too much, too fast, all the way around. And we're coming back down. What's up, YouTube? How's it going? Tariff traps. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. So our goal now is to play that move, to make sure that we're on the right side of the trade here. So obviously I do expect some sort of pullback this morning, a little bit too much, too fast. We're talking about 100 points, 120 points, and a very quick move here. So too much, too fast, pullback, take a little profit. But again, don't get too buried up here. Yesterday the bottom wicked took out the range, and here we are. Looking across the market, everything is bright green except for Apple. If you remember, back when everything was green in the fall and whatnot, Apple was the lone red name frequently. So it appears nothing's changed. Microsoft is up 10%, Meta's up 6%, Nvidia's up almost 5%, Amazon's up 3%. So incredibly green day on tech. The overall market, though, not all that green. Everything is pretty red except for the names that are associated with tech. XLC, XLY, XLK. Oil, 58. Oil got wrecked from our 63 level. So we finally gave out our 63 level, and down we go. Gold's getting wrecked, 32.30. Yeah, buddy. Thoughts on snow? Snow's up fantastically since we talked about at the beginning of the week. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. I remember that. Yeah. Gapped up big after the launch over trend, launch over resistance with a high volume bottom wick. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. UPS posted their high. Yeah. UPS posted they're going to lay off about 20K. 20,000 jobs. Yobs. What's up, YouTube? How's everybody doing? NASDAQ is up 1.5. ES is only up 0.8, and that's due to the fact that most of the S&P is not all that green. In fact, most of it is red. My 500 rounds I bought, 500 rounds of 9mm, gets delivered today. I'm pretty pumped. More ammunition to put in the safe. Nice. RTY is down. RTY is red. Small caps red. What does that tell you? RTY has not taken out their big red Clifford resistance like the S&P and NASDAQ has. This is a tech-driven bounce. Nothing else is correlating. Small caps, emerging markets, not so much. Oil, energy, down. No bueno. No bueno. GME popping. Hey, how you doing? So we are going to do the same thing we did yesterday. We're going to be patient. So you're saying small caps hold the key? Few. Also heard something about China-U.S. tariff trade coming soon. Yep. What's today? Thursday? Yeah, today's Thursday. I was surprised when I saw public YouTube stream. Oh crap! Today is Thursday. I did make it public. Well, free the freeloaders get a free day then. Completely forgot about that. I received a package yesterday, but found in my flower bed. Went out to get it. There's a 5-foot black snake. Holy smokes! Those are actually good. The black snakes will fight off the rattlesnakes and the water moccasins. Yeah, don't kill the black snakes. You must have known today was your birthday. Happy birthday, Bagum. Happy birthday. Bottom wick back up here. No trade for me yet. The monthly bottom wick is one of the more aggressive bottom wicks we've seen in 5 years. An incredibly strong bottom wick. A very massive bottom wick. Very massive. Insane bottom wick on the monthly chart. Hopefully you have done your job looking at the monthly. Friends don't let friends trade without looking at the monthly. The bottom wick of the daily has some volume behind it, correct? Yes, it does. Here's the daily chart. Bottom wick with volume. Not outlier volume, but higher volume, yes. Dropped. Grabbed more liquidity, closed above our range. Red candles. So for me, I now have to go short-term bullish. So any pullback, I have to look to long in the 5580 realm. So think about that going forward. Because that big bottom wick here should get us to clear the imbalance at 57. Let's call it 5800. 5800. I often step over black snakes with them running through the woods. Nice, D-Master. Thought there was something special about the day. Nice, Kennedy. That's all right. That's all right. Hold on a second. All right, I'm back. Interesting. Interesting. Top wick back over. March 20, the bottom wick seems about the same size with more buying following 10 plus months. Yeah, March 2020. Oh yeah, I mean that was king bottom wick. You know, that's nothing. If you go back and look at that, yeah, that was phenomenal, phenomenal move. And this is, I mean, the most extraordinary bottom wick I've ever seen. Look at that, absolutely extraordinary. However, the percentage of this move is bigger than this move. Although this candle, from a point perspective, is bigger than this one, the percentage was bigger than this one because we were 2,000 points cheaper, obviously. That's like third grade math. So you have to pay attention. You have to use relative size, but this is an extraordinary bottom wick. The fact that they closed it with the bottom wick. Now today's candle, or this month's candle, I should say, May's candle. Show me what you got. What does lower volume mean on the monthly? Well, we don't. You talking about this little drop in volume right here? Is that what you mean? I mean that's still high volume. Yes, it's lower than the prior month because the prior month initiated the trend. But this is still very high volume. You have to remember, we spent a lot of time down here, and only what, two weeks we spent down near the bottom of the range. So that's okay. It's still higher volume. If it was really low volume like this candle, I'd be concerned, but it's still high volume. It's fine for me. What's your high and low of your red area? Let's take a look. Now again, it's just a relative range, so I wouldn't be too finicky about it. But let's call it 55.90, 55.40. I just want you to use this now because that, now I'd use it as support. So you can really delete this off there and just be aware of a prior resistance. In fact, we can do that. Let's be a little bit more refined here. I would look at let's call it 55.80. Let's call it 55.80 as our next retest. And I'm going to label this. We're going to change this to red. We're going to do the green. Green's buying. This is the very historic Brachiosaurus pattern. They do move in herds. Right now we have put, buying, call, selling. So they're just taking a little profit here. Long term as well. They're selling calls into this. Aggressively selling calls into this. Launching ICs but hoping for a big directional move. Nice. All right, where's liquidity today? Liquidity today, and I think we have seemed to fixed the Bookmap issue here. I was on a stream with Bookmap this morning discussing the problems here, and it seemed to have been fixed, but let's test it. Yeah, so whatever we did seemed to have fixed it. The liquidity today is all higher. 5662, 5700. 5625. But I want you to understand the implications of yesterday's move. What does that do? What's the last remaining imbalance? Boop. Hold on. My sound effect didn't have full effect. Boop. Right there. 5772. That's the imbalance from back in early April. That is the big Mac Daddy imbalance that if we are going to reject and go lower, in my opinion, now the probability says we have to fill that imbalance first. Now that we've taken out this little order block, now we're going to come higher here. Oh yeah, because I just switched over to Bookmap. Hold on. My sound effect still didn't have an effect. Dang. Okay, right here. So the imbalance from 5772, that's the imbalance from back on April 2nd. So the probability says now we have to fill that imbalance before we go down, if we are going to go down, if in fact we are going to go down. So in my opinion, I would cautiously put yourself in a buy the dip scenario on any pullbacks until we hit that 5772. After that, you can re-engage a bearish thesis. Because we do still, in fact, have tightening patterns here. We still do have this little wedged style price action that people are looking at, roughly. I guess more likely it'll be like that. But that's still the name of the game here. So 57.72, 5800-ish would put us in a great rejection zone. Do I think we're coming all the way back up to all-time highs? Not anytime soon. Not anytime soon. Not unless all the economic stuff starts to improve, which I don't think is going to happen anytime soon. I think eventually next year we'll start to see massive improvement. after all this stuff kind of comes to fruition, but not right now. Couple of tweets from all-time highs, fruition. Is that a bad? What is that? Not, did I say it wrong? I'm sure I said it wrong. I'm not a languager. I'm not a languager. Said it correctly. Then what's wrong? y'all make me second guess my language. I don't know. After the Hyundai debacle, Hyundai. Beautiful with that level from overnight straight up. Yeah, 100%, 100%. Yesterday, who bought the morning high retest? So here's the morning high right here. That green line is the morning high. A beautiful, beautiful representation. This is why I love to put on the morning high. Because any kind of trend, you buy the pullbacks. Boom, twice. Gonna make you money. Made you money. I love it, man. On a trend up day, the probability says buy that first hour morning high pullback. On a trend down day, probability says short the morning low retest. It's a fantastic rule. Fantastic. I love it. I freaking love it. Come on, buy wall. Have some optimism. I did buy it, but got out way too early. That's all right, Callie. Got stopped out, but it's okay. It's still right. Made 312 on 555 calls. Nice proggy. Oh, man. You know what I've realized in trying to buy a refrigerator? The fridge market sucks. Sucks. They're all cramped. It's all terrible. They're all ugly. They all look the same. I did as well. Bought it again. Obviously did much better. Nice backward. Beautiful. Had to do it last year. They all suck. Yeah. Yeah. I bought some 580 puts expiring tomorrow. Just want to see a little bit of selling. That's okay. A little bit of a pullback. You may get that. The option chain right now is supportive of a little bit of profit taking. How many people did you know growing up said that I want to sell fridges? Definitely not a saturated market. Yeah. Just build a walk-in freezer. I'm all about it. Good luck getting a compressor repaired if you buy those whole other fridges. Yeah. Monogram has a built-in camera so you can see what's in your fridge from a grocery store. That is a fantastic idea, actually. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Master P's, Bourbons, and Lax just came on Spotify. It's about to get real, y'all. 56.48 here, still holding the overnight range. Sorry. I love 90s R&B, baby. Let's do it. Come on, baby. Remember, tomorrow is non-farm payroll. Today, guess what? We have two mas earnings after the bell. We have at the top of the hour, 9 minutes, ISM manufacturing. It's a 3-star event. Tomorrow we have non-farm payroll. Unemployment rate. I use my smart fridge to mine Bitcoin. They all break. My fridge in the garage is my grandpa's from the 70s, so cold and zero problems. Fridge I bought 3 years ago had numerous issues. Planned obsolescence, baby. Planned obsolescence. You play triple the cost, and it lasts 1/3 of the time. Climbing back up here. Ticks are holding high here. Love it, love it, love it. All the X's are turning green, and that's the thing here, is that the discrepancy between the S&P and NASDAQ is beginning to close. And if they still continue that trend, we will go higher. Because this morning's open was predominantly tech. It was all green tech. The market in general was quite red, actually. We had, what, like 7 out of 10 red? And now they're turning green. Everything's starting to flip more green. So if the general tide lifts, rising tide lifts all boats. It's going to go. Which one's going to close the gap? It's one of my litmus tests of the X and PXs. It's beautiful stuff. Don't short a generally rising market. It's pretty slow waiting for news. Probably. 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 I'm going to continue to monitor my combination of the 15, 30, 1 hour high and low and see if it provides any additional edge. Maybe I can exploit something in there. I don't know what to find. I don't know what I'm looking for here, but see if there's something I can pick out. Been wondering, based on the options buying lately, if institutions have gone back to using options as a hedge, even zeros. Well, the zeros have always been used as some sort of hedge for the institutions, in my opinion, because you can dynamically and hedge as needed on a zero basis. You don't have to hedge 30 days. You can hedge as needed with gamma from the get-go. You can hedge a very large position with a very small zero. I can hedge a 100K position with like $5,000 worth of options, which is beautiful. Top wick back over. A little bit of profit taking. We do have put buying, call selling here on the hero right now. So that it is set up for a little bit of profit taking. The calls are decreasing deltas, and the puts are also decreasing deltas, which is a very bearish flow. Coming on down. I'd love your thoughts. Level I like to play other than VP8 SR in order to strength. Open PD close, opening range, PD high close. Overnight high low. Do you agree with the weighting? Yes. The overnight high low, I agree with that. I have no qualms with that. You might be able to change things up a little bit depending on the time length of trade, but yeah, I think that's fine. You're welcome. Still here, 5644 with a top wick. Top wick. Man, the other day I made katsu curry. Freaking delicious. I love Japanese food, man. So good. Top wick back over here. So, overnight range. What we're looking for if they dump it is going to be, where's my little Alt J? There we go. We're looking at 56.15 right here, coming on down. You see all these pivots. That's the major liquidity pivot, and the actual overnight low is going to be down here. So we have a lot of room to breathe here. A lot of room to breathe. We have this big range that we need to get under first. So we have a couple of different pivots to look for. All these bottom wicks. So we have a top wick, top wick, top wick, top wick, turns into bottom wick. Now bottom wick, bottom wick, bottom wick, bottom wick, bottom wick. Now, so it's all the ESR, the support resistance. Prior resistance, new support, liquidity, that's your target. The 56, I'll call it an even 5634 point range. If we clear that, then you can start looking to short down at 5600. But that is the baseline here. That is the baseline. Think through stuff. There we go. There we go. 30 seconds till data. ISM incoming. I'm going to stick to the 15-minute here. Top wick on the 15-minute. We're going to get something going here momentarily. My brokerage is ready. I got sweater on my spaghetti on my sweater already. Something like that. There's a new low. 5630, instant green. Top wick. 5645, data candle, 100%. Still inside the range. Let's see what happens on the thesis. Hero indicator still shows bearish activity. Incorrect. They've bought some calls back on that data right there. 15-minute though. Here's the top of the hour. SPY. Man, 570. That's 70 points higher. Man, that puts us right in there. Okay. Another top wick. Yellow range here is the 15-minute. The blue range is the 30-minute, and the red range will be the hour. Top wick still down. A little bit of profit taking maybe coming. Top wick back over. Production gauge drops the lowest since May 20. Still haven't left the range. Iron Condors winning it this morning. Big drop in zero premium. Yeah. Maybe SPY drops to fill the gap down to 555, but still range bound, some no meaningful trades. 100%. Yeah. I do not have an edge back and forth in the range like this, so I'm waiting. See a little bit of liquidity down to 5550. A little bit come on there. But I'm still waiting. What are my thoughts on the rate cuts? Has that been priced in? Oh, man. I don't think it's been priced in, no. Unfortunately, the rate cut schedule and the rate cut certainty, the narrative that they've been forcing down our throats now for the past 4 years, they've changed drastically. So now they're saying, in the face of declining market conditions and economic conditions, they're still not going to cut rates because of the tariff uncertainty. So they've changed their stance for like the 18th time. So from a rate cuts narrative, it is bringing a little bit more uncertainty. And right now, as of now, they are pricing in, the market Fed funds rate is pricing in a pause for the May FOMC. So if anything other than a pause happens, it'll cause volatility. Going back to green, 5646. Climbing back up. Y'all remember, we do have the traded ticks bot too. That you have, I pay for it for y'all. If you get it for free, so you can get options data analytics for free using traded ticks. If you'd like to do that, I saw y'all talking about it yesterday. They're like, I don't even know we had a bot. Yeah, it's in the bot. Coming back up to green here, to the top of the range. Strong call buying at the moment relative to what we had this morning. Top wick again off the top range. Speaking of that, the huge green was showing on that bot all day. Was it really? I love it. I love it. Nice tool, man. God bless, buddy. 5648 still here. Top wick. NASDAQ is very similar to the S&P. ES is a little bit flatter. Another top wick off this level. Eventually we will get out of this range. You just have to be patient. You just have to be patient. Top wick back over. During yesterday afternoon surge, I watched time and sales and it showed all small single orders with no big lots as it soared up. Can you explain? I would, if I were you, first of all, is filter out all the small crap. So change your settings where you only show larger lots, so you're not getting caught up in the small crap. However, a lack of order flow like that is sometimes as telling as very large order flow. If we have very low participation in an area, then that may just be a transit area to go higher until we seek out liquidity. The market has to seek out liquidity. So if we have nothing where we are and a whole crap ton of order flow higher, then you can start using those higher orders as targets. That's one of the reasons I identify skew on the book, is for that exact reason. A gabagoo, yeah, 100%, yeah. But can you be patient enough to wait for that stuff? If you can wait for that stuff, trading all of a sudden becomes a lot easier. Still coming off here. 15-minute top wick closed. Sorry, that was a 5-minute. 15-minute candle still hasn't closed yet, but it's there. It's not on the order book. There's no reason to expect a move or call. Yep. Think this wants lower? I agree. I think we're going to retrace just a bit lower here before it bounces. I think they need to do a little profit taken from the prior 12. I mean, it's 120, 130 points of action. That's a very, very strong move. A couple of top wicks here. They keep on selling. In the theme here this morning, although still range bound, has been selling into premium. So every time they pop, sell, 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 which means that we don't have enough buyers on the tape just yet. So we have to go a little bit lower, gather some buyers, then go higher. That's what this looks like to me. Top wick. Saw a video where there was blue rain in California. What's going on over there? Still top wicking here. This does appear it wants to transact a little bit lower here, but it's not. There's not a lot of momentum. What's the options day doing? Oh my god. Oh man, y'all crack me up. Y'all crack me up. Selling calls, buying puts. That's what we have here. 600 million in purchase puts and 190 million of sold calls. So the flow is bearish. We have multiple 15-minute top wicks. A little bit of pullback. Again, I'm not looking for a sell-off. I'm just a little bit of a breather before I gather inventory for a bottom wick. That's it. That's all I'm looking for here. That is all I am looking for. I think that'll work. I think that'll work right there. 56.45, 15-minute candle's about to close, and we'll have a good indication of what's going on here. Don't piddle in the middle. Don't piddle in the middle. If we can hit 557 on SPY, I'll close and look at enter long. Possibly. I think this one's lower. Did you get in a trade? Not yet. I'll have a close here in 35 seconds. What's the 1 minute look like? 5 minute. Nice mojo. 5, 15, 30, 60, 240. It is terrible. Large red on the VIX. ES come back up to high of the day. Coming up. I'm done with this move for the day. One trade, 10 points. Beautiful. Well done, ST. Crazy overnight moves that confuse open is the theme of the year, I feel like. Yeah. Gotta work thing nowadays can't stay long. That's all right, ST. Hey, you just got 10 points on the ES. That's $500. Oh, you did MES, either way. Oh, man. Second test for the day is how long you cannot look at the charts for. Yeah. How long can you be patient for and wait for a break of range? Some sort of skew. Five, 6, 5, 1. Good day for Diablo 4. Never played it. Was it good? If the Bookmap looks like it's going to ping pong back and forth, you can't really expect much unless large ice comes up and stack. Yeah. I'd love to give me some large ice, man. It's good stuff. One of my faves. Interesting. I'll have to look it up. Let's bring up my Steam Lab here. I don't think I've downloaded a game in forever. Diablo 4. $49.99. This game may not be appropriate for all ages. Confirm your age. Interesting. Ultimate RPG. Experience a critically acclaimed campaign. Huh. Well, when I'm in this house, maybe I'll download it and try it. I told the missus I ain't doing crap for like 2 months after I move in, except create content. Oh, man. PoE 2 is better. You can play Command and Conquer. I love Command and Conquer. I grew up playing Command and Conquer. It's fantastic, man. Red Alert. Red Alert 2. Man. Yeah. Age of Empires 2. GOAT. Right there. Age of Empires 2 is GOAT. Fantastic. Although I suck at it. I'll try to play it on hard, and I'll spend like 10 minutes building up my gold reserves, and I get smoked by a gigantic army. I don't even know how you build an army that fast. I've got like 4 infantry, and yet I get like 10 trebuchets and everything just knocking down my door. I don't get it. But anyway, Castlevania, heck yeah, man! I love Castlevania. That brings back memories. I don't like being hunched over playing on PC with a mouse. Yep. I just learned and did it. Gives me a good idea on the screen of what's going on with stock and index at the same time. Anyone looking for carrying stock and index with stocks is a good support on TV. Yeah, it's great stuff. You could also, by the way, STs, you could look up, there's a ticker called Mag7 that compares all the Mag7 to the S&P. Right, yeah, it's a leveraged. Feels like they want highs in the NASDAQ before we're tracing this a bit. They're definitely heading right on back to the high. They went top wick higher on this. Just what ST needs. New high of the day. They just put a new high in. Five six five three. Five six five six going up. Rocket launch move right there. Looking up a 30-point move, flying up to this liquidity 5,700. Just going, no pullback, no pullback. Beautiful stuff. Not yet, Wooloot. Not yet. Not yet. What do they do with Apple earnings tonight? Man, if they go green again, we'll be at 5,800 in no time with those two names. Still going. 5658, still holding the high. The overnight high is going to be 5662. Haven't taken a single play yet. You and me both, Twizzy. You and me both. Oh man. Non-farm payroll tomorrow. Earnings tonight. It's going to be crazy. I've been in some MAQ longs holding. Beautiful. Five six five nine up to 5,700 is a likely liquidity there. Nasdaq is coming up to 19 or to 20,000. Everything's starting to turn more green. In addition to Nasdaq. Five six six four coming up to the high of the day. Just took out the overnight high. Boom. 40-point bounce off of the little pivot there. 5634, and up we go. And up we go. Download a Bookmap seems quite confusing. Trying to learn some tutorials. Well, you can always ask questions here too. For sure. It's weird. They're blasting this thing up, man. They're killing it. 5661 going. No sign of top wick. No signs of roll. See the S&P falling to 4,000 worst case scenario. Yeah. Lows are in. They start posting that crap when we go up. I saw that MES reclaimed opening print after the relative reversal volume in 3 candles in the 5. Took long at 56.48. Beautiful. Small accounts like to take bit. Oh, 100% Cali. Well done, buddy. Awesome trade. Awesome trade. No top wick here. Still going into overnight high. 5662. Holding the morning levels. We just set. No. 13 seconds. We'll set the first hour high, and that'll be it. I'll be all 3 ranges. I'm curious about the delay between when you say something and when I hear something. Would you mind reading off the seconds on TV? Yeah. 06, 07, 08, 09, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. Sweet. There you go. Time check. I never stop counting. I can count it up to 100 in Spanish, so now say it in Kermit. 48, 49. Spanish Kermit. 57, 58, 6. Now I sound like the dudes in all the songs. Now I sound like the guy that drops in the lyrics in the chorus. That was actually pretty good. Yeah. Y'all crack me up. Y'all crack me up. All right, red candle's coming down, baby. Retesting the 30-15 minute high. Let's see if this is the pullback retest to go higher. Pretty good at that. TLT's taking a little whack? Yeah. Nice convenient price point on the edges today. Yeah. So we broke out here of the earlier range to set the high. We'll see what they do with this candle. Just can't really get much going, momentum. A lot of stuff stifled. Look at XLF. Yeah, they're getting wrecked. TLT got whacked. Bottom wicking off of the 30-minute range here. Missed my entry on this long. Would have been a decent trade, and it'll still need to work on execution. Want to see. Well, yeah. I missed it too. Bottom wick off of the 30-minute. Take out the highs. That should get us into the 5,700. I like it. Interesting thought there. Interesting thought. There. TLT's activity today, perhaps. Why down? Possibly. Can you explain the bottom off the 30-minute? Yeah, so I mean, I've plotted the 15-30 and the 60-minute range. So we had this little range set. You see all the wicks here, all these wicks there. So they're putting in a bit of a resistance of sorts. 30-minute set there, right at 10 o'clock. We blasted above it right at the 10:20. Red candles come down and test their 30-minute high. So it's support resistance flip. So we wicked off of it, boom up. You're welcome. New high of the day, 56.64. So in my opinion, any indication to go short, you've got it let clear. Obviously, we're right now from our perspective, we're still in a range. A very strong uptrend into the upper end of the range. But look for this little flip here to go short back down to the low of the day if that happens. One, because we've got the 30-15. Number two, we have all these wicks, which is support resistance. So there's a lot of activity in this 56.50, 56.55 area. Use that as your indication to go down to the bottom of the day. Yeah, there's a lot of cross currents here. So what would have been the signal to go long up here because I didn't see anything? I didn't see much either. That's why I didn't take it. We did have a high volume spike on the 5-minute chart at 10 o'clock, but it bottom wicked. So I mean, it's difficult. We had on the 15-minute. I was tracking top wick, and then we blasted higher. So I mean, that's just the way it works sometimes. Sometimes everything is not as clear for my system. Some people caught it though. Been a while, but hands down my favorite trading group. What's up, Michael? I'm back and profitable. Finally have 2 Apex performance accounts. Fantastic, Michael. Love to hear it, buddy. Keep up the great freaking work and welcome back. Significance of 20044 high of Liberation Day. 044. I mean, right now that's roughly the pre-market highs, but for Nasdaq, yeah, that's the high of the big top wick from April 2nd. Their imbalance is up into 2539 now. So the Nasdaq's version of 5800 is going to be right up here at 2539. Look, bottom wick off the 30, and up we go. Fantastic indication there. I'm marking that down for another analysis. I like that. So far, so good. I like this. I'm going to write that down in my book, my handy-dandy notebook. Okay, I am back after a sip of delicious iced tea. Oh, man. Do you remember talking about legging in the credit spreads? I remember a couple of weeks ago that has helped me stay impatient. 100%. Yeah. Across video, I take profit on another vertical. Since the wicks kept stopping out my position, I wait for too much too fast selling the 30s. 30 nasty long candles tend to break back through a few days. What is happening? Not jumping. Nice. Good, Red. I love it. What did I write down? Just a note of the blending of the 60 and the 30. Monitoring. See if I can get an edge out of it. It's kind of like when you've already squeezed an orange, but you want to pick it back up and squeeze the crap out of more so you can get more juice out of it. That's what I'm doing here. Can I get any more last juice out of these ranges? Something that I've missed. Going green here, though. 56.70. Yeah, buddy. I was sitting last night on my back porch of the new house. Peacocks walked right up to me, man. They're starting to get used to me now. Like, literally, like, within an arm's reach. Just stood there at me. Looking at me. Like, get out of here, peacock. 30-minute does look very bullish. Yeah. Yeah, I fed him a little bit. Apparently I have new pets. Yeah. Compare what? Didn't know they had peacocks in Alaska. Yeah, they do. They have a lot of stuff in Alaska. Want to see an Alaskan peacock? Love it. Love it. Opening range test long for a trend would be 5,700. Yeah, definitely. They're buying some pretty heavy calls in the zeros here, but however, I mean, they were buying puts and selling calls this morning, and they reversed it at a dime. So, like I said, until I have an aggressive skew on the option chain, it doesn't. I don't follow it too aggressively, and right now the skew is not that aggressive. Lucid, yeah. ES still heading higher. Still heading higher. Where's Dan when you need him? Dan's on vacation at the moment. Still going green, 56.66. Looks like they're going to trudge up to 5,700. Just going, going, going. Very green day so far. NASDAQ is in the process of absorbing their overnight high. And then there's no signs of them stopping yet either. So far, the morning highs are holding. Still going green. Here we go. Lucid? Yep. What are they doing right now? Rocketing. Yes is about to fly. The S&P is now up. Whew. God. It's gone from 54.50 to 56.70. 200 points. Still going, baby. Gotta let me fly. That skew at 5,700 is strong, people, and they're still buying calls. There's no signs of any kind of bearishness here. So retest off the 30, 5,653 coming up. So in my opinion, do not short anything until you have a 15-minute lower low to show that we're accepting lower prices. Until then, you're going to get steamrolled on any kind of short. 5669. I mean, it looks like it wants to fly. Very strong response here. 50 points higher. Still going green. Nice little trend up here. So here's the trend channel. Just grinding this thing up. When's it going to go? No selling pressure. Finally getting top step payouts. Well done, Bryant. Along the 1 hour range, high to retest, took $300. Beautiful. Fantastic. We're above now all three of the range highs. Obviously a very strong trend. So don't short nothing until it starts breaking those highs and putting in lows. That's it. Period. Maintain your higher high, long bias. Period. I unfollowed a bunch of trading channels recently. Tired of seeing people make 3K and then looking into it and they're trading on a 30-second 1-minute chart and scalping 5 to 15 points. Yep. On replay charts too. Yeah. I'd be willing to say if you see an account that is spamming profit postings, I would put a 99% probability they're not profitable. They're not net profitable. If that's the trap they're putting out to get people to look at them, they're not profitable. Truly profitable traders don't feel the need to constantly say, "Look at me, look how great I am." It's through the process, not the profits. I've said it a million times. It's the process, not the profits. Would you rather see me post a $50,000 payout, or would you rather me post how I got that $50,000 payout? That's my argument. Anyway. That's right, repeatability. But they don't do that. Sonny. Where's the Lambo at? Yeah. Bottom at 57.70. Ford Ranger. Yeah, buddy. I don't have any Lambo. That's all I need to know. He's got land. That's right. My Lambo is at my back porch. I can see the horizon in every direction. I'd rather have that than any car. Goals. A 500-pound squat. I don't have a 500 squat yet. That's my goal. That's my goal. I used to have it, not anymore. Definitely J-Dog. What's Bookmap showing on ES? 5,700 all day long. There's no selling pressure. There's absolutely no sign of selling, of supply, of anything. It's just grinding higher and higher. We have call buying, put selling. We have pulled to 5,700. So until we have a lower low on a 15-minute with a top wick that holds, it's all long biased. If I can get 540 a butt to squat, there you go. That's not bad. You're 140 pounds. Yeah, that's 350 on 140 is great. How them bees? They're doing great. We have 4 hives. They're all very strong. One of them is quite aggressive. Hey, another bottom wick. See? Red candle bottom wick. Just ride the long, baby. This is a very slow upward grinding market. No shorts whatsoever. Ride the longs. They're going to go to 5,700 on this. Five, 6, 7, 2. They're going. Rolling 3 highs right now, varying sizes. Nice. I'm the person who started trading in 2020. Went all in with GameStop at 20, made 1,400%, took 40K out, and gave you the rest back over 2 years. Hey, but you had the smarts to take out 40K. That's a lot more than a lot of people did. Five, 6, 7, 2 on our way to 5,700. 30-minute retest long, bottom wick. And that's it. And that is it. Well, still lost 100. Yeah, but you pulled out 40, didn't you? Trying to push past 150. My goal is to get to 160. Eat, baby. Eat, eat, eat. White rice, steaks, potatoes. How often am I streaming on YouTube now? Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but today I slipped up and gave you a free Thursday. So there you go. Man, what a freaking move this is. Gah, 200 points in 12 hours. Under 12 hours. 15 hours. What a move. Still going. I'm having to watch what I eat since I'm on the edge of pre-diabetic. Chicken, broccoli, and rice, holy trinity. 56.72 and going. 5,700. I'm telling you, don't short anything. Not until it top wicks and closes a low. Maintain the 15-minute higher high. A lot of meat and trying to get the vegetables in, a lot of potatoes. I think vegetables are overrated. In my opinion. After closing here, I want to set a higher stop on 5672 on the 15-minute close, but it's a reasonable stop. For me, if we can get above here, roll it up to 5664. Once we close higher, you can get it into the 6870 range. This is straight up. So I mean, be tight with your. This is a trend that you want to be tight with your stops. Let it just go, because I mean every single candle's higher. It's doing the top wick higher grind. It's a very slow, low volume grind, which means there's no selling. It's not volatile where we're having 50-point swings here. So play a tighter stop, let this thing go, hands off, and just make money. There's absolutely no signs of selling. We have call buying, put selling. We have a pull to 5,700. We have a 200-point move that's not retracing. So obviously they're squeezing out all the late shorts. Now, into the afternoon, when they do start top wicking, watch these levels, the morning highs, as your pivot zones. So right now, you either play the long side or you don't do anything. Do not short anything. WSB just posted a 30K loss on Tesla puts. Yeah. The board is green. Shut down the brokers. Nice Twizzy. Well done, buddy. Man, that freaking 30-minute bounce was beautiful. Freaking beautiful. One trade. That's all you need is one trade and done off of that. You know what? I'm going to do something here. It's little things like that that get me excited. It's what keeps me in the game, learning new things. It's what keeps me in the game. Where's it at? Stupid document. There it is. Okay. Even Charlie Munger said he would never short Tesla because that thing never quits. Took your advice today, Top Stop. Bye-bye, and I'm happy I did. Nice score. Should have listened to you yesterday. What's up, Johnny? Love it, buddy. Fantastic, man. I'm proud of you. Stopped out above my daily goal, try to do something new and walk away while I'm ahead. I love it. Y'all are starting to see the freaking light. You don't need to sit here at the computer all day. You don't need to bring your phone around and look at the charts all day. Get your trade on and GTFO. I love it, man. Life can actually be pretty enjoyable if you're a good trader. Hey, another bottom wick. Surprise, surprise. This is why you don't short anything until you have a lower low close. My pops are telling me to get a Top Step account. I'm scared. Just have to find a strat to stick with. I wish Elon would come out with Starlink and SpaceX. I'll be the first one in line to buy it, baby. I'll buy it all. I'd put an obscene amount of my account into Starlink if they IPO. Would you be able to show us how to get your 30-minute and 1-hour auto lines? 100%. I can. There's Dan. I love it. What's up, buddy? Here it is. Here, take a look at this. Trump's going to let it all recover and then announce a tariff deal and watch it go absolutely nuts. Yeah. I mean, they are supposed to be posting tariff news today. Going crazy. Look at this freaking trend, man. Absolute beast mode trend. Straight freaking up. You cannot take a short until we have a lower low close. Period. Otherwise, you are stepping in front of a freight train. You want to stop getting run over, trying to counter move. That's how you do it. There's your free lesson. And I'm not charging you a $500 course. That only costs you 99 cents. The $24.01 less is for my dad jokes. Is that a Charlotte Combine? No, not at all. What, did I say something? I didn't say nothing about him. What are y'all talking about? He has a $500 course? Oh my God. You know what? I take it back. It was a shot at him. Oh my gosh. Someone asked me a question. Hold on, I'm going to mute. I'll be back and then I'll answer the question. All right, I'm back. All right, who asked me that? I think it was Kennedy. Yeah. All right, so yeah, I'd use the MGI Sweets indicator, which I've used before, which usually sucks because it plots inaccurate levels. However, I used it. I just downloaded them 3 different times, and I muted everything except the first hour range on the first one. I created a second one for the 30-minute range, and I created a third one for the 15-minute range. And if you go into the setting, can you see the settings? Yeah. All right. So Shelly daily levels. I go to the opening range for the red one. Now I do 9:30 to 10:30, and that plots the first hour range. I open it up a second one, 9:30 to 10 o'clock. I open up a third one, 9:30 to 9:45, 15-minute range, and I change the colors of them. That way I can monitor all three ranges here. The bottom wicks on this chart are absolutely obscene. This is the easiest trend I've seen in a long time. Just going. It's ridiculous. I saw a guy on YouTube that was selling a course on how to sell courses. So now he's going to have thousands of people selling courses on how to sell courses of selling a course. It happens, man. You know, being on my side of things here, I get emails every day about companies that do just that. They try to get them to pay for me to pay them to develop a course for me. Patrick Whalen's course that he has for $200, he didn't create that course. That's what happened. Someone came to him and said, "Hey, I'll create, pay me. I'll create a course for you using your material." That's what he did, and now he sells it for $200 each, and he made like 700 grand off of it. So that's exactly what they do. Still going 5675. Five, 6, 7, 5. They're going to take that to 5,700, man. It's just going. Love it. NASDAQ is doing the same freaking thing. What a launch mode candle that is, dude. Absolute blast off. This is the blast off top here. Trends freaking straight up. Target on NASDAQ is going to be way up here. 539. Not for today, obviously. I mean, it could happen today. I don't know. But not for today, just the NASDAQ, the macro. You know, I don't watch basketball, but every time I see a video or a picture of LeBron, he's laying on the ground. Does that guy actually ever stand up during a game? Do you find those targets off Bookmap or previous levels? Previous highs and lows. Watch the clips of him overheard throwing a ball at players before he goes out of bounds. Just murking people. 5,700, we're coming, baby. There's just straight up. Nothing else to really say here. Absolutely no shorts until you have a top wick that closes lower. Other than that, we're going to 5,700. Most of those gurus, Carmine, Patrick, are making. Look at that. What just happened? What just happened? Latency spike. We have news. What just happened? That could be the sweep to get us the lower low. I don't know. I'm going looking. I don't see any news or nothing. What am I missing here? Am I missing something? What am I missing? Some Doge BS? Mike Waltz resigned. LeBron is great, but he is soft and lacks that killer instinct of guys like MJ, Kobe. Yeah, I joke around about this stuff, but I don't know. I haven't watched a single second of basketball since 1998. This is what happened. Here you go. I got the Doge for you. Still can't stop the market, though, baby. You can't stop the beat once it gets in you. It's going. What's Lowe's has on sale this week? Crap that's normally marked up 150% is now marked only 110%. National Security Advisor, that's old news. Yeah. 5680. We're off to the races, baby. High volume. They try to top wicket. Guess what? Still going. They're going to squeeze the living crap out of this market. It's nuts. Nuts. Do I think we're really going to have empty shelves because of tariffs and order cancellations? I'll keep that to a one-word answer. No, I don't. Three-word answer. No, I don't. Yeah, beat you to it. Beat you to it. Nice, D-Wizard. Let's keep it going, buddy. Let's keep it going. Just like that, I've locked into my profits for the day. Nice math. Well done, buddy. Keeping it going, baby. Keeping it freaking going. What a freaking day, man. What a freaking day. $5,700. Man, what a movie that is. That's a blast from the past. All orders canceled and the profit. Hey, it's a great place to be, Math. Isn't that a stress-free situation to be in? I love it. Keep it up. No need to panic buy? No. Although, I mean, I do, my opinion, as optimistic as I am, I do think eventually we are going to face some sort of event that's going to force you to self-sustain for 3 to 4 weeks at least, which that I'm prepared for. Right now, if everything were to go down right now, my family would be fed for a couple of months. And I think you should maintain that level of awareness and going forward. Other than that, no, I think we'll be fine. I find it sus that the VIX is not dropping at all with this PAMP. Well, we're still not out of the uncertainty phase. Europe went dark for a couple of days, didn't they? They did go dark for a couple of days. Yeah. Look at that volume. If everything goes to crap, I'm coming to your house. I will work the farm. Come on, baby. Come on. If things look like they're about to go dark, I'll just post my address. Y'all come on. %, gas, 100%. Like 2,000 miles away. That's okay. Come on, Cletus. Come on. You're in Tejas? I spent a lot of time in Texas. A lot of time in Texas. Where in? I used to live in Frisco. I spent, obviously, for the military, spent a lot of time in San Antonio. Twice, actually. 2 different instances. Nice math. Wrap it up, buddy. Good job. Another bottom wick. I can see it's going dark for a lot longer. We'll be ready to. Everything is canned. Chickens for meat and eggs. Wheat. Neighbors used to develop a bartering system. Nice. That's the way to do it, man. It could be like that new movie Homestead. We all just migrate to the UN property. Love it. You ever eat at Papa Do's in San Antonio? I don't think I did. Sounds familiar, though. I spent my time eating a lot of authentic Mexican cuisine. Taco stands, man. I eat tacos every day for months. I loved it. I think I spent my entire freaking per diem on tacos. I'm going to be gone next week going scuba diving. Nice. Very cool, Mojo. Have fun, buddy. Do I dive? I don't, but I would like to. I've always wanted to. Dives in the charts. Yeah, buddy. We could hold an elite jabroni dive. I'd love to. My personal portfolio went from being down 37% to now being down 5%. That's fantastic. Awesome. Good job, Fallen. Keep it up, buddy. Turn the corner. Turn the corner. Discord saved me, if I'm being honest. Man, that's awesome, dude. I love to hear that stuff. Love it. Makes it all worth it. I appreciate you. You can do this. You can do it. And I'd love to hear the success. Keep it up. Keep it up. Lackland and Medina. Nice. Yeah, I stayed at Lackland and holy crap, I'm drawing a blank. I'm pretty sure I have onset dementia. I'll think of it. Trailing stop hit right there before closing it down for the day. Nice. 5676. Every single red candle still bought up. Right here. Hit 3x. Nice, Mojo. Still in this hog? Nice. I'm still not able to get in my own way of success. I feel like I'm inches away, and every time it slips through my hands. Well, if you keep up the proper execution, you'll turn the corner. If you keep on doing the same thing you've always been doing, you're not going to turn the corner. You'll continue to lose. But as long as you continue to grind and change and do things right, eventually you will start getting better at this. You just got to figure it out. You got to figure it out. What branch did you serve in? I was in the Air Force for 13 years. I loved it. I loved it. In my opinion, military aviation is the best non-entrepreneurial job in the world. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. I think it's hard to have to do this alone. Having like a like-minded community to talk things helps. And I'm here, I'm whispering my ear and tell me not to be a jabroni. I love it, Fallen. It is helpful having a like-minded community in anything. So, can you describe the difference in how zero DTs moves out the money and far out of the money? Yes. So at the money positions move drastically. You'll see a big swing in premiums at the money as the price goes up and down relative to a big move. Outside the money positions, depends on if they're far outside the money, you're not going to see a big change in them other than theta decay until the price really starts attacking the intrinsic value. So that's the whole principle why when I take a swing position, I take a position that's a little bit outside of the money because I want to be aggressive, but too far and you're just playing hope. You're playing for hopium. What did you do, if you don't mind me asking? I'm considering on AFR or OTC in the university. My first half was I was a contracting specialist, which is just a fancy word for a buyer for the military. I'd buy services and products, and then my last half of my career I was a pilot. I cross-trained to be commissioned to be an officer, and I became a pilot. I delivered freedom to a lot of needing people. Quite successfully, if I might say. Through air parcels, yeah. 500-pound air parcels. How would you explain gamma on options? Well, in a math analogy, delta is addition, gamma is multiplication. Gamma is the massive explosion you get on your premiums. So the gamma is the rate at which delta changes. So if you're looking for a big move, you have to understand how gamma works, because gamma is why we are options traders. Gamma is what makes us options. The closer you get to the money, gamma peaks, and gamma decreases the farther away you get from the money, whether it be up or down. Out of the money, the further out of the money, gamma drops. The further in the money, gamma drops. Gamma is the highest at the money. So that's why I want to take a position that's a little bit further from the money, but not too far away, because I want the price action to climb to the price, give me that max gamma explosion, and then through. That's how you take advantage of it. And the quicker it happens, the stronger the gamma is. Oh, dang, you're a pilot? What aircraft? I want to be a pilot. That's the reason I even considered. Yeah. I've flown many different aircraft. I retired off of the MQ-9 Reaper, the Reaper, which is an unmanned aircraft. Why does the 5-minute Apple chart look like this? Thanks, Big Block. Let's go take a look at Apple. Oh, yeah, something happened. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's weird, isn't it? Huh. Very small retracement, yeah, but we finally put in a lower low on the 15-minute and broke the trend. Maybe we're set up for a little retracement. That's why profit stops. It's right, math. I love it. I love it. Too many times not doing that. The second you treat this as a well thought out process, you'll start to treat this. You'll start to turn the corner both emotionally and physically. You'll start to think of yourself as an actual trader, not just a gambler. So did a guy know the B52. Oh yeah, B52s are crazy, man. They drop some massive ordnance. I've seen them flatten a whole freaking island before. It's crazy. Good gosh. Big red. Finally have the 15-minute lower low, baby. How does that feel, math? How does that feel? How does that feel? How does that feel, baby? Beautiful. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. Retesting the hour high right here. That's your big obstacle. Your morning high area right here. Bounce right off of it, just like clockwork yesterday. Just like clockwork. Do I monitor Vanna and Charm? I'm aware of it. Yes, I don't monitor it. It didn't bring me a lot of edge. So I stick like if you don't bring me an active edge to my system, I don't use it. I'll test it out. I'll watch it. But if it doesn't give me an edge, I do not monitor it for my system day to day. And it didn't give me an edge. Did they create more bottom wicks? So far. There was a guy in here who used Charmed a lot, and now he's not. Oh, man. Isn't that the same guy who used options interest data? Here's a guy, a million calls. Yeah, I don't know. That was a long time ago. Wasn't a good fit. Bottomic right off the morning high, baby. Same as yesterday. Same as yesterday. But it is time for some lunch to me, baby. It's time for some lunch. On a serious note, how can I join your Discord? Yes, sir. You're very welcome, Big Block. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate the questions, too. Keep them coming. We'll be back tomorrow as well. Usually I don't do 2 days in a row public streams, but I accidentally did today, so we'll do it tomorrow too. So come on back. If you want to join the server, you can go on the website, log in. You can choose whichever tier you want to join. There's tier 1, tier 2. Make sure you log in with your Discord credentials, and then shoot me a DM after you log in, and we'll get just right away. Sign up. So links in the description of the video. Hope you have a good rest of the day. Don't get chopped up. If you're going to short, you need a 15-minute lower close, which we still are unable to get. Identify the morning high, which we just bounced off of, just like yesterday. That is a great zone to long on a trend up day. Make sure you play your stops. Don't get chopped up, and I'll see you tomorrow. I'm out. See you.